launching We Ain't Dying for This, a Black woman's guide to liberation. And I'm your host, Crystle Johnson. We are a community of Black women demanding our collective liberation through radically soft living. Each Thursday, we feature the stories of Black women who have set themselves free from the expectations of others and are choosing to live on their own terms. Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of We Ain't Dying for This, a Black woman's guide to liberation. We are a community of Black women demanding our collective liberation through radically soft living. I'm excited today to talk to Dre about self-love is liberation. And while we had this conversation in season 1, I think it's a great idea to run it back to talk about self-love again, because there's never enough self-love.
Right, you gotta run it back.
Yeah, for sure. So in the beginning of the episode, I normally like to go through some this or that. But first, before we get there, I'd love for you to tell people, who is Dre?
All right, so I am Dre Sher Whitfield. At my core, I'm a connector of people. And what I mean by that is I connect people to other people, places, or things that they need to, be around and see. Professionally, I'm the wedding realtor. And whether you want to say yes to the house or the spouse, I'm supporting you through life's most important moments. And then you do like the ding, ding, ding. Okay. That's me, though.
I think your idea to be the wedding realtor is so cool because you're such a great writer and you're so, I don't know, your energy is so calming, and I feel like when you're talking to people, you're really listening to them. So when people are hiring you for their wedding, they really get someone who knows them, who has listened to them and knows what it is that they want. And then now that they're married, you're like, let me sell you a house.
Yep. Let me help you buy a house.
Exactly.
Or you can have one of my listings. But this is the thing. So I agree with you. I like to listen to people. That's probably my favorite part about weddings or officiating is that I get to discover how they discovered each other. And it's just like every day I get to open up my, questionnaire or something. They're telling me their love story. And I just get to read another love story that sometimes is different. Sometimes it's that classic movie type love, or sometimes it's just, he's going to adopt my kid and they told us we have 60 days to get married. So let's get married. And they may not think, I literally had a couple recently with that. And when they wrote that into the questionnaire, I could tell that they were saying it like, oh, it's nothing. Like, yeah, we're just doing it because we have to.
Yeah.
And truthfully, underneath all of that, it told this story of like immense love. Like, this person loves you so much that they are now going to adopt your children, and this, like, they're marrying you, they're bringing the kids with them, So I think that's a very beautiful thing. Sometimes it's super romantic. Sometimes it's just, we got reasons to do it. We got this, we got that. We've been together for 15 years and now's the time. So there's never a time on love.
Yeah.
So I love that, knowing that it's not right when you get out of college, right after you get your degree, right after you do this and do that. It's like whenever love finds you, that's when it is.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And we love love.
Don't we all?
We definitely love love. So this or that.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few this or that questions. The first one is spades or Uno?
Spades. I'm a violent person sometimes.
You be slamming the cards on the table? It. Okay. You play for money?
I haven't had that pleasure yet.
Okay. You be cutting people off? When they don't play the right cards?
Absolutely.
That's my kind of spades player.
Absolutely. I gotta, let's get it done.
Yeah, I feel that. that.
Sometimes you gotta step in.
Yeah. And sometimes, spades can ruin relationships.
Yeah.
Families. Yes.
Sometimes you see a person 3 cookouts ago You remember that time you reneged? You caused us the game. You know, it's
We
like
got set
perpetual
because of
shame
you.
forever.
Exactly.
Familial shame.
So true. What about Issa Rae or Quinta Brunson?
Man, come on, dog. Dang. That one's hard. I love them both. Okay. Man, that's tough.
You gotta pick one.
Can I
Which
have both
one would
of
you
'em?
pick?
BOFFUM. Both of 'em.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
Dang. I can't choose. I
Okay, what
love
do you love
y'all.
about each one of them?
Okay, so I love both of them. I love that they are hardcore on the representation of like that's who they are. Issa, she's definitely, I would say she's a bit more like I'm rooting for all people, everybody black. You know, that's her thing. Her comedy is extremely relatable. I think both of them, their levels of comedy is like we know we've been there. Whether I'm watching Abbott Elementary and I'm watching the whole scenario of like, man, I could see that happening. I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Or what was that? Didn't Issa just produce that new movie with Kiki and
Yes.
and
One of them
SZA?
days.
That movie, the whole movie, beginning to the end, was relatable.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it was relatable because I ain't never had nobody chasing me down in the street, but it was still relatable. So that's what I love about them both. I can see myself and my story and stories of other people like me in their art. So
Yeah.
if y'all ever looking for somebody, be part of the squad.
Call me. Exactly. Yes. I think what I love about Issa is like she really started from the bottom.
Oh yeah,
I
where
feel
Quinta
like
start from?
I mean, the first time I saw
was like on
Quinta was
BuzzFeed,
on
right?
BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Issa created her own show on YouTube. And when
She
I think
did.
about this show and me creating it from my mind and just saying, I'm gonna put this on YouTube and see what
Yeah.
happens. So I feel like a connection there, and then just to see like how she's grown over time and how
Yeah.
she's never strayed from being who she is
Never.
and focusing on Black people. Like I love that, and that's me.
I feel that.
I feel that connection.
I feel that.
All right, so this is a new one that I've never
Okay.
asked before. Martin or Fresh Prince?
I'm gonna say, oh man, they have such different vibes. Fresh Prince was so like high school, coming of age in a way, and then Martin was, we just got grown and we're figuring this out. I'm gonna go with Martin.
That's my answer
I'm gonna
too.
go with Martin.
Yeah, I agree. I like how he played so many
So many
different
roles.
characters, and like every single one was hilarious.
It was. In my mind, I
Everyone.
was going through, like, when I thought of Martin, I immediately thought of Shanae. Then I thought of the karate dude. What was his name?
It wasn't Jerome. Jerome wasn't the karate
No,
dude.
but Jerome. Okay, he was Jerome in the house. Okay, all of those people is definitely the thing that pushes it towards Martin over Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Fresh
totally.
Prince had a lot of those more emotional pieces in it that were, yeah, I think it was a little bit more emotional on Fresh Prince. Still funny, but I think I could relate more to Martin too versus Fresh Prince and
yeah, living in the
Bel
mansion.
Air. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
was. There were parts that weren't as relatable.
I was like,
for sure.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. But I'm so glad that you're back to talk about self-love and we're running this thing back.
Absolutely.
Because I think self-love for self continues to evolve over time. So when you think about self-love, what are the lies we tell ourselves about self-love and what is the truth?
I think there are a couple of lies that we tell ourselves about self-love. And I think it's kind of like you go into phases, right? So you've got two different archetypes, I guess you could say. So you have the one that when they discover self-love, they go into the mind of kind of like a revengeful space. Like, oh, I'm loving me now. I'm choosing me.
Yeah.
I ain't doing nothing for nobody.
Yeah.
It's very in response to all of the times that they may have, they may not have had that self-love. And I think that's just like a part of it sometimes. You kind of go into this extreme swing of selfishness.
Right. I'm mad.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, you really can't be mad at nobody but you and society. And it's not, there's nothing to really be upset about. It's just a part of it once you kind of pull back the blinders. And then you have the other side of self-love, which is the part that I think that once you get to this space, you feel a lot lighter. And that part starts with self-compassion. And it's seeing yourself as you are based on your life. Like, how did you come into this life and this being? What household were you born into? What type of financial structure did you have? Whatever it was, it doesn't matter if you came in dirt poor or super rich. There are a lot of people that struggle with self-compassion, self-acceptance, and ultimately self-love.
What I'll say about self-compassion is that if people were more self-compassionate, if people loved themselves more, the world would be such a better place. I feel like so many people are just out here angry. They angry at themselves, they angry at the world, and they just want to take it out on everybody else. So my hope for everybody is that they're able to love themselves more and have a little more self-compassion for themselves. So then that flows out to everyone else that they're interacting with.
Yeah. In order to have that compassion, you have to see yourself and accept yourself as a human being who's never done this before. Like, I arrived on this planet with no idea of how to be a human, what to do, and then you get these arrows and these things that hurt you along the way, and then you build up resistance, or you build up these walls, which is a human thing to do, like to have basically a sense of wanting to protect oneself based on your previous experiences. And whatever those walls and show up as, that's just your expression of that. And so you have people that have been hurt a lot. And like you said, if they didn't love themselves enough to forgive themselves for their past errors and forgive their parents, forgive society, forgive all of the stuff that's sort of shaped them into who they are, that maybe it's not something that they can love about themselves. Once you take that internal initiative or decision to say, you know what, I'm going to clean slate myself, give myself grace, be compassionate with knowing that I made decisions that were the best that I thought I could do at that time with what I had. And now I get to decide today to make another decision. Maybe it's a more informed decision. Maybe I can just choose to make another choice. Letting go of the past, which is easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because your girl can hold a grudge sometimes. I can hold it.
Yeah.
But I also know that I'm human. And if I'm at least aware that maybe I'm holding on to something that doesn't deserve my energy, and in the practice of letting those things go, I open up and allow space for me to let self-compassion in and self-love in.
Totally.
Yeah.
So what's your story of transformation behind diving into self-love or coming into self-love, and who were you before self-love transformed you?
So I think that, I'm pretty sure that all of us have a moment in our life where we kind of reach a rock bottom space. And that rock bottom could be financial, it could be physical, it could be mental. It could be whatever your life is. There's a lot of ways it could be. But for myself, I have been a very entrepreneurial, INDEPEN, that type of girl. And when COVID happened, I was kind of, lovingly luckily and lovingly, I have an amazing partner who was there to support me, where in a world where nobody knew what was going on, and as a person that depended heavily on entrepreneurship, and it's like, well, what do I do now? And then I went through those motions of, I should have done that. I could have done that. Now I have all this shame and all these feelings of, why am I not, I could have been there by now. And the earth falling apart would have, I'd been prepared for that, you know? So I think that COVID time was like a time where I hit a bottom space, but it was kind of cushiony down there because I had the love and support of my partner. But personally, I dealt with a lot of feelings of shame and feeling like I just wasn't doing enough, wasn't producing enough. Because we talked about it before, how we often associate our worthiness with our output and what we produce and what we do and what letters are behind my name and how much money's in my bank account, all that type of shit. When that stuff is kind of stripped away from you due to unforeseen, uncontrollable circumstances, it will put you in a very like low spot.
Yeah, it's gonna humble you.
Yeah, humble. Yeah, and not in like a good way, you know. And so I feel that my transformation has happened over this time period due to myself saying, okay, what now? I can't dwell too much on what was or what didn't, you know. It's like, what now? And in knowing what, or in deciding what to do next or what am I going to do now, like I said before, it's that forgiveness of just not knowing better. Like, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't prepared. Sometimes you don't know what you don't want until you get it.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my transformation. And then also navigating losing things, losing people, just feeling like a loser, so to speak. Like you have to dive down in there. Like you got to get in there and tell your little person who maybe lost a race in the 3rd grade and now you're feeling like that. Tell them that, you know what, we're going to train up. We're going to be faster next time. And I did a great job anyway. I finished the race, you know. That's what I had to do. Pretty much go inside and look at myself and be like, girl, you still got so much life to live. Seeing the glass half full. Really, it's just a full glass, honestly. My glass be overflowing.
Good.
Yeah. So, but that takes work, internal work, like actually taking the time to journal, to sit with yourself, to analyze all of the stuff. Just look at it.
Yeah, you mentioned self-compassion and grace several times. So when you think about people who have no idea how to do that, like how to be more self-compassionate, how to give themselves grace, what advice would you give them to approach that?
I would tell them to be kind to themselves, and that starts with how you talk to yourself. And so your self-talk is what you believe outwardly. So a good practice is to talk to yourself as if you're talking to a little child. And say, you know, it's all right. Let's clean the milk up. It's not a big deal. Now, if you be hollering at your kids and you judge them and you, that's something for you to, because I'm sure that, I mean, no judgment to the mamas, but I'm sure that if that is the way that your communication style is with others, I can only imagine your internal and your personal communication with yourself is again, projection. You are just projecting what they have going on with everybody else around them. Doesn't matter whether it's the car on the side of the road or, you know, somebody that can't drive, or if it's your spouse or if it's your kids or your dog. You're just really projecting what's inside of there. So self-talk, self-compassion. I'm going to talk to myself like, not like a baby, but just like, I'm supporting you. I'm here to hold your hand. I know this is this is new for us.
Yeah.
We haven't been a
Being
human.
more gentle.
Being more gentle.
Gentleness is really important.
And
Because
knowing that you deserve gentleness. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard to give yourself gentleness if you haven't like seen it. So don't let that hold you up because you haven't seen it. It's like we're in the age of information, internet,
Yeah.
books, talks. There's somebody that you can listening to the podcast right now. That's an act of like doing the work, getting the information so you can learn something new and then take action on that.
Yeah, I feel like that is a good piece of homework. In addition to like being kind and compassionate with yourself, being gentle, and having more positive self-talk, is looking outward to find people who are doing it well or who are teaching other people how to do it.
Absolutely.
That's super important. And then you also mentioned journaling as well. That is definitely important. And it's okay to write down things that may not feel as positive initially. Like you'll get there.
Yeah.
But you won't be perfect at the onset. Like you won't be perfect at being kind to yourself. You won't be perfect at being gentle to yourself. But just committing to doing that so then you can be better
Absolutely.
is what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with journaling, I'll say this we can tag this in with the homework.
Yeah.
So the thing about journaling for me, what helps me is I use this app called Insight Timer. Did I tell you about the Insight Timer app?
you did.
Great
Yep.
freaking app. It's worth the $10 a month, okay? And it's a meditation app that this is not, they're not paying me to say this. They should, because I tell people about this app all the time.
You really do.
I need to get Insight Timer, hook me up. But it's if people say, oh, I don't know how to meditate, I don't know how to sit in quiet, I don't know how to be silent, but you need to do it, and it is a practice, and you're not going to be perfect. So even if you start with a 2-minute meditation, then you go up to a 5-minute meditation. The thing that I love about that app is you can go in there and say the thing that you know you need to work on. Now, to know that you need to work on something, it takes reflection. You have to look at yourself and
Be self-aware.
Be self-aware. Cut the BS, and not in a judgmental way, just a noticing way. Like, I'm like this. And it's not, I should be like, or it's a shame that I'm like, no, it's just, this is what it is. This is what I would like. And so, for example, you could go in there, 10-minute meditation on self-love, guided. The person on the other side of that that's doing the voice, they're telling you what to do, you're just going to follow the directions. And the directions are simple. Sit down, shut up, and breathe.
Yes.
That's it. So practicing that every day is great. And if you miss a day, it's okay. You miss another day, it's fine. But just remember, I got to come back to center myself. Choose that time to get this meditation in. That's what helps me with my journal prompts. Because sometimes I go and get my journal, I'm like, I don't have anything to write about. I don't know what I want to say. I'll journal after meditation because 9 times out of 10, after that meditation happens, I'm full of ideas or something clicks, something makes sense after I've taken that time to shut everything up and just listen to myself on the inside.
Yeah. And going back to what I shared before about the perfection with it, folks who lead meditations will often say, like, you're going to have 1,000 thoughts going on in your head. Just keep going. Like, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it right.
That, you're doing it right. And you'll get to a point where you can actually have full on quiet in your mind at
And
some
presence.
point. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like being present, like not anxiousness for what's about to happen or what could happen or maybe in the most terrible thing that maybe could, it's just presence. Like I'm just right here, right now. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm not thinking about the future. All I'm doing is noticing that I'm breathing. And the breath itself is just this powerful thing. It's like if you're not breathing, you don't have life. So just reverence for your breath.
Yeah. So I've loved this conversation. And if there are folks who want to find you online, where can they find you, the Wedding Realtor?
Well, You can find me in 2 places. Now, the algorithm, it's very confused by the whole Wedding Realtor thing. So I don't even say that online much. It's like, wait, what do you do? My stuff doesn't get anywhere because of that. But if you're in love, and I hope that you are, you can find me at Profound Ceremonies on Instagram. And if you are really doesn't matter where you are, but definitely if you're in the Las Vegas area, you can find me at Dre Sher in Vegas. So that's DRECHIR in Vegas, IN in Vegas. And that's where you'll find me. Houses, spouses, both.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you everyone who's tuned in to this episode about self-love as liberation. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of We Ain't Dying for This, a Black woman's guide to liberation. Catch up on previous episodes on the Living Corporate Network and on YouTube. You're also invited to join our exclusive community for access to early episode releases, exclusive content, live events, and more.